Good morning, everyone. Today is one of those days where having these two wonderful experiences, professional development opportunities, working at the Getty, and having a postdoc has been so great for myself and the type of research that I want to do. But there are days where I will be doing a lot of driving, a lot of meetings, a lot of stuff I don't want to do. I'm not a morning person, so I'm just waking up. It's not even early, it's 8:55. It's early for me, okay? But the point of the matter is I have to get ready for a meeting. I don't know if y'all have been with me, but I bought this beanbag as an impulse buy, like some random October. Best thing I could have ever invested in. It is so great. Okay, that was actually a really chill meeting. Now I'm going to actually get ready and start my day. And the first thing that I'm doing is driving to UC Irvine to go to a workshop where they are going to help us, or the workshop is about how to get a job at a UC. So when I was in high school, I used to have braces, and after my braces came out, they gave me a permanent retainer at the bottom of my teeth. And while we were living in Mexico, which you could watch all these vlogs of us in Mexico, but while we were living in Mexico for my research, my permanent retainer broke. And because of that, I came back to the States, and instead of getting a new permanent retainer, the orthodontist suggested I get Invisalign. So I have Invisalign, and I've had it for a while now, but I hadn't been wearing these for a couple of weeks because of an issue with getting my new set. But now, like, this one tooth hurts so bad, it kind of feels like it's gonna fall out. And none of my other teeth hurt, so I know it's irrational to think your teeth are gonna fall out, but I am so stressed. I really don't want to lose a tooth over Invisalign. It hurts so bad. It hurts to the touch. Sometimes it hurts to breathe. It hurts to brush my teeth, which I'm about to do. It's just like, not my fave. Okay, surprisingly, I'm not running late. I got my little protein shake for breakfast because I didn't. If you're not a morning person and then you have to do things in the morning, making something to eat in the morning is not your priority. So, I have a protein shake just for days like this. Okay, so a little bit more about today's event. It is a lunch type deal where we're coming together and we're all eating, but also there is a panel of people who had our similar postdoc who are now working at a UC from, anywhere from like UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC Merced, all of the UCs, and they are presenting like a panel talking about their experience, but then they are also answering questions. And so that's why I thought it'd be really important to make the drive over to UCI, since I don't know if I've told you all this, but the goal is to stay here in California for a little bit longer. So I am actively trying to figure out how to get hired by a UC. So this workshop luncheon thing was completely necessary, even though this drive is about to be a drive. I literally can't win for losing because I got here 10 minutes to spare and I'm still 15 minutes late because there was absolutely no parking. So I'm going to run into the event now. I have been here one other time, so now I know in what general direction I need to run, which is very positive. Which is this way. Almost there. Almost there. That's us. Just signed in right here, taking my name tag, taking a little book, a pen, because I love pens, and I'm gonna take lip balm. It's like, you know, a little lip balm, because I love it. And a mask, yes. Okay, I'm headed in. Always late. Yay. Okay, so there's still some food left. Should I get a salad? Probably not. Ooh, it's soup and salad. Okay, so there's salad, grilled chicken, ranch, Italian dressing, bread, cookies, and soup, which is probably what I will be eating. Okay, so I got a roll, some soup, a bunch of butter, and I'm just gonna get some croutons for a good measure.
Etc. So they're each going to introduce themselves, speak for a few minutes. Mercy Romero, brand new to UCI, will be the moderator. And I'll just sit here and eat.
Okay, I'm headed back to the car. You know, the downside to vlogging everything on your phone is that when you need to use your phone, then you can't vlog. So while I am driving to the Getty to host, it depends on how traffic goes, but while I'm on my way to prepare to host for the How to Conference workshop, which is what I'm doing tonight and why I'm rushing off, I'm going to actually be on a call with my bosses at the Getty to prep for the workshop. The workshop is via Zoom, so I don't have to be at the Getty, but again, it all depends on traffic. So okay, I'm gonna run to my car and then start driving. There's like no walkway here, and I never know if I'm jaywalking or what. Also, at some point, I will give like a synopsis, summary overview of what that luncheon, like the major takeaways. But again, rushing to the car. Sorry. Whew. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, so something happened. As I was like maybe 2 or 3 minutes away from my house, I got hit by a car and was in a car accident. So I did not actually, and what was wild is that I was making such good time. I was like driving smoothly, not even rushing. I was just like, wow, everything today is going great. And then out of nowhere, a car turns in front of me, completely an accident. I could tell exactly how they didn't see me. And I just didn't have time to react. And we definitely collided. So, yeah, I didn't end up making it home in time to do my workshop for the Getty job, which was a how to conference workshop. I was supposed to talk about how to use conferences for professional development and things to that nature. But I'm okay. I am totally okay. I'm just in bed. I didn't record the rest of the day because I was just so tired and a little bit like, in shock, because just so quickly things can change. But it's a couple of days later. I'm in bed chilling because I have nothing to do. And I thought I would come back, let you know that I am good. I did yoga. I'm physically fine, emotionally fine. My car is not fine. So we are working on that process. But all in all, I wanted to come back and finish the video to at least finish unpacking what was discussed at the previous morning workshop at UC Irvine, to talk more about how to get a job at a UC. Again, and I'm coming out with a video all about the UC Postdoc, answering questions and things like that. It's coming, I promise. But generally, I think one of the most important parts of the UC Postdoc fellowship is that you get a hiring incentive. And the hiring incentive pays money to any of the UC schools if they hire you. So instead of just losing money by having to pay salary, benefits, and all of that, they are getting money to hire somebody that is a UC postdoctoral fellow. So by hiring a UC postdoctoral fellow, they're actually saving money. I say that to say that this conversation talked about traditional ways to get into a job at a UC, but it also was trying to encourage us to be unashamed or really know how to leverage our position as postdoctoral fellows. One, because we've been vetted so much. I think we have to be, we go through a process of 10 or 13 people have to approve our application and our research and things like that. Then, we have to have our mentors vouch for us and write letters for us. And then we have to demonstrate a level of academic engagement and all of this jazz. So on one hand, a lot of what happens during the kind of search committee process happens to us at a much earlier stage in our career, because that's what's required to get us this postdoctoral fellow, because the point of this postdoc is to help us get jobs at a UC in the future. So I think generally one of the best parts, or one of the most useful things, and I think this actually applies to all postdoctoral fellows and soon to be graduates, and this is what my major takeaway is to advocate for yourself. So if there's an institution that is your dream institution, if there is a project, a museum, or whatever, advocate for yourself and reach out. And I think that's really important in the sense, you don't have to say, hi, I want a job here, which I don't think necessarily would be bad or good, or I don't know enough about the process to really give advice or perspective about that type of phrasing. But I will say, you can reach out and say, hi, my name is this. I have my PhD in this degree where my research looks like this. I would be interested in doing a guest talk, participating in your, seminar or your lecture series in the winter or whatever, to talk about this topic. Do you have the capacity, or do you have a space where I can do that? And I think just reaching out and requesting an opportunity to show them your research through doing a talk or a guest seminar or participating in a lecture series is a great way to get your foot into a place that may not have any idea that you exist. And that was something that I heard people say to me, but I hadn't necessarily understood how it works or why that works. And basically what it does is, if they are thinking about hiring or if they are looking for a position, it kind of takes out the work for them to hear you, right? So to set up interviews and all of that is a lot of work. But if you do a great job, if you're stellar at your presentation, if you do well and present a convincing argument, then you will be one of the first people they think about if a position opens or while they're searching for a position. And people there, maybe it's not at your dream position, but people there may hear you and think, oh, you'd be perfect for this other position. So by putting yourself out there in that way, it's a great way to start the process of gaining exposure and putting yourself out there academically. And I'm working on trying to obtain a lot more information on this idea of academic networking, because it functions a lot differently than it did 50, 60 years ago. And also it kind of happens in an obscure, vague way. And not a lot of people talk about it. So I want to make a series about it. But I think this is the beginning, the foundation of it, is to create a list of where you would want to go, who you'd want to work with, or things like that. And ask, can you present a talk, do your job talk, do a presentation on your research or on a finding or whatever, and really start to get your foot in the door. Another thing that I thought was really interesting or useful is by also being unashamed, again, advocating for yourself, but when you're talking to your mentors, being very explicit. Hey, I want to have an opportunity to work here, or I want to have an opportunity to work with this person. Can you help me connect with them? Can you help me find a position or, talk to people? A lot of people will say, well, a good mentor would do that already. And that's 100% true. But a lot of people in academic positions, faculty, they're not necessarily always good mentors. So if your mentor, your chair, your committee is not actively looking for positions for you, not actively looking for opportunities for you, you need to verbally express that this is what you want out of this whole thing. These are your goals. And they don't just have to be a part of your committee or your chair or anything like that. They can just be faculty mentors that you know well and know your research well or what have you. But those were my two major takeaways that I think would be really, really helpful to anybody who is interested in pursuing an academic career after their graduation. And I think it can start as soon as you are dissertating. I know a lot of times you don't feel like you're prepared when you're dissertating and all of that jazz, but I think putting yourself out there is better than nobody knowing who you are. I want to thank you for making it this far into the video and being patient with the vlog. It took a turn. I'm telling you, the day was going so perfect. So perfect. And then at a blink of an eye, I had a totaled car. But all in all, I still would say that it was a good day. I was not harmed, left unscathed. Everybody in the accident was fine, and that everybody was so nice and patient, and everything went smoothly. Luckily, we have good insurance, so it all worked out. But I'm sorry that I couldn't show you the other workshop that I was working on. But there's definitely more to come, and I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. So thank you so much for making it this far into the video. If you are interested in seeing more vlogs about my academic career or my postdocs, you should head to this playlist. It has everything that you would ever want to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.